So we're in this episode 3 of Paint and Body. What do you do? What do I have in my hand? Why is this here? We're going to talk about body work today. Yes, body work deals with body filler and mud work and all of that. But really, that's what I call raw body work. It sets us up to the fine body work, which is the bedrock of restoration paint and body. That's what we talk about blocking. So in this episode, get all your blocking elements out. Get ready to make these panels laser straight, because we're going to talk about body and we're going to talk about blocking. Once the raw body work is done, I transition it to another body technician. Once I transition it to the B part of that, now I want to do the final body work, which I'm going to call blocking. That means by the time it gets to the block person, to your human eye, to your natural eye, the car looks beautiful. The car looks perfect. And so the blocking process goes, some people also call it tiger striping, or some people call it guide coat. But once you get to the blocking phase, now picture this car on a gray 2K primer. Car looks good. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna spray some paint, or there's some guide coat powder you can put out. There's different kinds of products. Some people will use house paint and put it on. People use all kinds of things, but you want something like black or something like that so that you can see the color change. So you're gonna put enough color, you're gonna just fog enough blackness, enough color over the grayish 2K primer so that when you begin to block, and block is just that, it's a block. It's a flat surface, that's all it is. It's a long, flat surface. And there's different sizes of block. There's different shapes of block. This is my Merca system here I use, but there's different shapes and there's different sizes. See, I don't know if you can see that curve in that one. See, there's a slight curve in that block there. This block here has absolutely no curve on it, and this is a long block. And then you have another one there. So, but there's if you will, there's an infinite number of blocks. In the old school, you find a lot of technicians, they'll take little sticks and things and they'll make blocks. Because when you're going over a contour surface and things of that nature, you need things that are pliable, that move and bend. A good block kit, though, you can acquire. Here's an example of a DuraBlock kit, and it gives you various types, various lengths, various shapes, and various sizes. There's no one size fits all when it comes to blocks. When you're blocking, you're looking for 3 things so that you know what to do. And when you're blocking the vehicle, you're blocking that door panel. When you're blocking, if you see a high spot, the high spot is going to be indicated by raw metal. Because what's going to happen is you're sanding, and you're going to sand right through the 2K primer, and it's going to be past the 2K primer. And you're probably going to see, if you put black epoxy primer, you might see the epoxy primer. But if you keep going, you're going to see metal. And so that lets you know it's a high spot. So when you're blocking, if you see a high spot, just tap it down, hammer and dolly. Just hammer it down a little bit, come back at it, do some more body work, go at it again. The second thing is you're looking for black. If you see or red, whatever your contrast color is to your primer, that's what you're looking for. If you see that color, if you guide coated it in black, and you see black means that's a low spot. Because if it's all flat, when you're doing this, if it's all flat, paint wouldn't be gone here and gone here and gone here. That means if there's still some paint here and there's still some paint here and there's still some paint here, they were too low for you to get to. And so that's what that means there. If you sand and you see that it's all the color of your primer, whatever contrast color you used is no longer there anymore, that means you're finished blocking in that area. No need to do it again, it's done. And so when you break the car down in sections, let's say I was doing the driver's side door and I get finished guide coating and all I see is my primer there. I don't see my contrast primer color. I'm done. Well, maybe I'm on the driver's side door and the driver's side door is giving me problems. Well, if that door is giving me problems, I'm not finished. But there's no need to go back to the driver's side door. Like, check it off, look at the car in sections, and your goal is to complete each section of the car so that when you put your contrast color there, your contrast color is not there anymore. Now, what about the 2K primer? The reason you want to use a high build 2K primer, because that primer is designed for you to sand some of it off. It's designed for that. And so when you're using that 2K primer, as you go into your guide coat phase of it, you want to use a high build primer, because that you want some of the primer to stay, but you want a percentage of the primer to be able to take you shaving it off, if you will, on that. I hope that helps you as we talk about blocking and the challenges of blocking and all the different blocks of blocking. But if there's a high spot, you're probably going to see metal. You're not going to see your primer color again. If there's a low spot, you're going to see your contrast color. Oftentimes I use black. And if you see your primer only, that means you're finished. I hope you have learned much in this paint and body class, this episode of Restoration Masterclass, where we discussed body and blocking. One thing about blocking, it certainly looks beautiful when you're finished, but it kind of makes your arms hurt a little bit. Until next time, when we talk trucks, cars, and all things restoration, enjoy the blocking. Next time we're talking about paint.